Welcome back to the show. Like we said already, we are so excited for the way today's show is going to work because we're going to be talking about scalloping. Carly, I am not exaggerating. I don't know a thing about this. I need help. I need to learn.
I know. Well, thankfully, we're bringing in a pro this morning who has been born and raised in the Crystal River area. We have from Mellow Mangrove Charters, Captain Sean joining us to talk about Scalloping 101. And because we're here in scalloping season. It only lasts for a short time.
Short time. Got to get it while you can.
So it's interesting. Let's start with kind of what you think the season is going to hold this year, because it does change from year to year, correct?
Absolutely. Not one year is exactly the same as another year. You know, some years it's been really easy where you're finding them in the 3 to 4 foot range. This year we're kind of working a little harder. Last year was a less than spectacular year. There wasn't a ton of scallops out in the Gulf of Mexico, but this year it's actually showing there's pretty good. We're getting probably in the 5 to 6 gallon range as an average for our groups. And, you know, I hear some people are getting limits, and we've had one group get a limit this year. So not a ton of limits coming, which isn't a big deal to most of us. It's just all about being out there and having a good time out in the grass beds.
Okay, I feel like there's a lot of different elements that come together for scalloping. We're talking obviously the boating, and then I see the snorkel aspect, and then there's kind of the discovery, right? That you're actually just looking for these bad boys and you just collect them, right?
Absolutely. I mean, it's an underwater Easter egg hunt. I mean, that's the best way to describe it. You lay flat on the top of the surface, you see one, you spot it, you dive down, pick it up, fill up your bag. It's a very feels very good to you when you try and want to pick one up for the first time.
So I think what people love about it too is that it's sustainable. Talk about kind of why this is such a kind of a good way to fish, and we're going to find out later why they're so tasty as well. But talk about the sustainability aspect of this.
What's really cool is there's no commercial side for bay scallops. So there's not a big boat out there raking them up. The only way to go pick up a bay scallop is to physically pick it up with your hand, which is really nice. So that'll keep it good. And there's a few counties that are trying out new limits where they're doing 1 gallon per person and 5 gallons per boat. They're trying that up in Taylor County. And I can probably see that happening in the future. That would keep the sustainability over the year, because at the beginning of seasons, you know, the scallops are smaller, so you're pulling maybe 2 to 3 times the amount of scallops that you would at the end of the season. So I think FWC is doing a great job on what they're trying to push here for the future.
Wait a second. You're talking about pounds in the bag here. Again, I am a beginner. I feel like I would be lucky if I found one. That's like a total misconception, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, and that's really the thing. We don't ever try to push like, hey, a limit is what we got, because as excited as you are about finding one, you only need a few to have a really good time out there. So.
Okay, very cool.
So what's your pro tip for those watching this morning, ready to go out there and enjoy the season? Again, you've lived and breathed this, you know, your whole life for generations. What's your pro tip?
Take your time. You know, it's really easy to overlook them, especially this year. We're finding them in a little bit longer grass and a little bit deeper. So if you're trying to scurry along and trying to find them real quick, it's probably not going to happen. You need to take your time, look deep down into the grass. And if you see one, look around it. There's probably a few more around it. And look for the, a lot of people like to look for the blue eyes around it. I personally like to look for the ridge on the shell. For me, the ridge on the shell sticks out better than the blue eyes.
So, Sean, I'm curious, what is it about the location that we've got here in the Bay Area, like Crystal River, that allows this, that has so many scallops? Do you only go to a certain area to get them?
We have some of the world's largest grass beds right off the coast here. And it's all spring-fed rivers here. So you've got your manatees that are in here. And the manatees, they'll eat off the grass beds that we have out here. And these grass beds are just prime for growing scallops. You know, they're very shallow, you know, in the 3 to 10 foot range, which is absolutely ideal for scallop growth. And they're a filter, so, you know, it helps keep the area very nice and clean too.
You know what I love? I can't wait. I'm a mom. I got 3 young kids. My 2 oldest are 6 and 7. And from what I understand, that's like the best age to start getting them out there. This is such a kid, family friendly kind of, adventure you can do in the water.
Well, I have 2 boys myself. I have a reef and a river, and they're 3 and 7, and they love diving down.
Reef and a river.
They're killing it this year. You know, my son actually popped up and got his first scallop the other day on his own. He dived down like 8 feet. I mean, as a father, that was like a great moment. You know, So he popped up and he's like, "Hey, Dad, you're gonna get me a spear gun, right?" I was like, not yet, not yet. So, yeah, it's moving along quick. Like the kids love it, adults love it. I mean, it really is for everybody.
Yeah.
So then Carly already teased ahead. We are going to get a recipe, but I can't let you go without saying, what is your favorite way to enjoy scallops? Do you have a dish or?
So I'll leave them on a shell. I'll take a little butter, a little garlic, and I'll put them on top. I have one of those big green eggs, and I'll smoke them on top of the big green egg. And it gives it just a little bit hard, crusty outside. And we'll take that and we'll make like a shrimp and scallop jambalaya out of it, something a little bit spicier. I mean, that's kind of one of my favorite ways to do it.
Nice. Sean, well, again, you are standing out in the rainforest, actually. So thank you to you. We appreciate meeting you today. Keep us updated. And when I get adventurous, can I give you a call?
You absolutely can call anytime.
Remember, it's Mellow Mangrove Charters. And certainly, I think that's a pro tip, too. Follow someone, call someone that knows where to go and what they're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Go with a local guide, guys.
Hey.
All right.
Take care.
Thank you, Captain.
Have a great day, guys. Enjoy yourselves.
Thank
All
you.
right.
I found my guide right there. There he is next time I get out there. Well, we hope you stay right there at home. We will be right back.